right. In today's episode, we are going to go over our top 5 most popular episodes to date. So we're going to go down memory lane a little bit and kind of talk about why we think it is that these particular episodes resonated with our listeners. And hopefully, if you haven't listened to these ones, we might pique your interest so you can go back and check them out.
Thanks for listening. I'm your co-host, Devin Hayes.
And I'm Amanda Joyce.
Welcome to Trade Secrets, where we demystify digital marketing to help contractors get the most bang for their marketing bucks.
This is for you if you're a contractor looking for actionable marketing insights.
Learn from home services industry experts to elevate your business through simplified marketing strategies.
Let's dive into today's trade secret.
All right, so this is kind of fun to go take a look back at what resonated with people. We looked at a bunch of metrics to come to the conclusion of like which episodes were the most popular. We had to look across different platforms. Turns out none of you are actually watching us on YouTube, which is great. Mostly, mostly downloads on Apple. So we sorted through not just downloads but engagement, like which episodes people listened to all the way through.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny. Yeah, I would say it's kind of funny too, because this is exactly what we're constantly lecturing everybody to do, is to look at their metrics and make data-driven decisions. And then we dive in and look at the back end of our podcast and we're like, oh, all that time and effort we're spending worried about what we look like in our YouTube videos. No one's watching.
No. So yeah, today I'm sporting, for those of you listening, which is most of you, Denver Nuggets t-shirt, vintage. We were second in the Western Conference as we record this, so figured I'd pay homage to my 30-year-old t-shirt.
Absolutely, and I'm just wearing some of my typical Elevation marketing swag. So,
is that who sponsors this episode?
Yes.
Ting. All right, cool. So with that, so these are the episodes that not the most downloads, but have the most engagement, the most listenership through the entire episode. So with that, number 5 is, it was our 8th episode ever, Marketing During a Recession. So this episode, we definitely talked about what to prioritize, where to spend your money, where you could tighten your belts, belt loop, belt strap, belt buckle, belt. I think just the belt is what they say. But I don't know, Amanda, why do you think like this one was one that people like really listened to?
Yeah, to me, I think we've all for about a year now been kind of holding our breath, staring at the economy with all the volatility. And this came out early last year when people were first saying the word recession again. So I feel like it struck a nerve even emotionally for folks. But I think all of us as business owners, when we start hearing talk of a downturn, we're immediately like a little bit panic stricken, and we just want to make sure that we're being really methodical. And also having just come out of COVID, and then we had just kind of felt like we gotten a hold of things, and then we started hearing talk of recession. So to me, I feel like that's probably why people just even saw the title and decided they wanted to click in and learn a little bit more.
Yeah, I think so too. And it is when you're trying to be forward thinking, you're trying to take in as much information as you can and advice from people who might know specific industries better than you do yourself. And I don't know, just take all the info in and make a smart business decision. Even if the train has left the station and it needs to slow down, it's good to work with all the info and not just make emotional decisions as things may slow down a bit. So
exactly. Look at the data.
All right. So that was number 5. Let's cruise into number 4. All right. Number 4 most popular episode was episode 35, which was the 2024 marketing plan. Why now is the time to get your shit together. Part 2. I wonder what happened to part 1.
People are in such a hurry, they just wanted to get to the end.
Just click through.
Give me the end notes. But yeah, so I mean, first of all, I feel like just the fact that we had shit in the title is more eye-catching. So I think it was a little bit more of a punchy topic title. But why do you think that one resonated specifically?
I think on episode 2, like we covered, I think we did episode 1, we talked about what you should do. And then episode 2, I think we dove into more like the hows, like how to tactically implement it, which I think the majority of maybe who's listening might be an owner themselves, and they might have said, hey, go listen to this, make sure we're doing all these things, to an admin or someone who's maybe executing those deliverables like weekly social media posts or creating the images, writing the content, or their sales team who needs to like get project images over to the marketing team. So maybe that's why that one got listened to a bit more, because it started with an owner who was like, oh, that's a good idea and that's easy to implement and doesn't cost me any money. Go do those things. That's easy enough.
Go do it. Yeah, no, I think that's a really good point. And so often when we talk to contractors, they want to hear way less of the why and they want to hear the how. They're like, okay, get to the point, because you guys are all so busy. You're like, okay, just give me the actionable items and let me get back to my day.
Land the plane. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Again, listening to our data, we sometimes need to just land the damn plane.
I don't know what you mean. All right, fine. Coming in at number 3 of the most listened to was episode 43. I love this. Lessons learned in scaling a successful roofing company with Erica Smith. She is a treasure. She is a joy. We love her. And she is so hilarious and just a freaking beast in the space. Like, building what she has built almost single-handedly. Like, she's had one kind of right-hand person, been through it with a couple bad hires, but she has built a very successful roofing company in like no time. And she had a ton of experience in the industry. She worked at Owens Corning for a long time. She worked for another supplier, was very familiar, was smart with pricing, and I don't know. So I think that episode spoke to a lot of people, in part because of her personality, but also just the struggles that, maybe folks who are listening to these kind of podcasts, like they're trying to grow their business. And so anytime you can hear from another business owner and save yourself the dumb tax, I think people are on board with that.
Absolutely. And yeah, to your point, she just has such a presence about her, and I think she shared some just really good nuggets in that episode that I'm sure kept people listening and not bailing out to go check out the next one.
Yeah, to listen to all of them all the way through. Getting down there, folks. I know you're excited. All right. The second most popular episode, most listened to episode, was episode 3 that we ever did. That was when we were real new and green. Consistency is key in marketing. And that one had a 140% consumption rate. That's awesome. I think the overall message in that one was consistency is key in marketing for branding, of course. But I think the point we're driving home in that one was actually like your online consistency of your company name, your address, where you abbreviate it, where you don't, like, and we drove home kind of the importance of that, how it impacts crawlers and your trust score and trust flow by having that consistency with your company name, slogan, colors, address, phone number, you name it.
All the things. Yeah. And I think we also touched on, like, if you're doing email marketing, doing it regularly, just having that clean presence everywhere online that is completely matches, so no one's ever confused about your brand or who you are. And then whatever efforts you are committing to, that you're doing them with consistency. So again, you're just staying top of mind.
Yeah. And we have this, when you make up a good point with like the email marketing piece of it. If you send one email newsletter, and you expect conversions from that, that's not what it's for. You send it consistently, and when somebody needs you, you just happen to pop in their inbox and they click reply. And they might have received 25 emails from you in the course of, 2 years before they click reply. But this just happened with my husband's roofing company, like last week. They just replied to the newsletter and was like, oh yeah, I have a property that needs a replacement and I need a repair on this other property. And they hadn't, worked with this person in like 18 months. So it is just that, oh yeah, thanks for popping in my inbox. But it's that consistency. If they did one email, you wouldn't have gotten that person if you stopped 18 months ago because they didn't click on something. So nurturing that lead long after the job and project is closed out is massively important and so inexpensive. that's a side note. All right. Drum roll. Are we on to number one?
Coming in at number one.
Number one. The most listened to episode of 2023 for the Trade Secrets Contractor Marketing Podcast is...
What is your marketing ROI?
That was my... Wow.
That was my Bruce Buffer impression.
I think that's great.
So, why do we think that this one resonated so well? I mean, to me, we all, at the end of the day, want to know what our ROI is. I feel like everybody listening here is trying to figure out exactly how much they should be investing in marketing and how to do it the most effective way possible to get the most out of their marketing dollars. So, this topic speaks directly to that.
Yeah, and I think it was important because especially with what Elevation Marketing specializes in, SEO, you want to make sure you're like, you're telling me that I'm not going to see like true ROI for like 9 to 12 months. I think we definitely touched on how to track progress because we don't expect you to just blindly trust us for 6, 9, 12 months. So I think that was important too. I think that helped people understand. We gave links in the show notes to, or maybe not. We talked about at least giving a link to a sheet to help you calculate ROI. And we even do that with our customers, going over getting all the leads that came in through like a form fill on your website. Here's your golden nugget today. Like remove any email address on your website and force them to use the lead form or the phone call and have phone tracking. So then you can see how your website is working for you. But taking those leads, matching them up against jobs that have closed or leads that converted, then you can start to kind of roughly assign a dollar value. Was it a repair? Was it a replacement? Or was it like a full, backyard, like design, build, outdoor living space? So, whatever it might be. Was it big? Was it small? What was the quality of the lead? So I think we talked about those things that matter and helped kind of coach people through how you can track your ROI with especially like an SEO spend, but where it's not as obvious as like say with Google Ads, where it's pretty easy to track your ROI on your marketing spend. But that's advertising spend.
Yeah, exactly. And even with that though, so often a lot of agencies will just give you a number and say like 10 people filled out your contact form this month. And that's the whole story. But if you're not actually going and saying, okay, what are those names? And realizing, okay, one of them wanted a job, one of them, was outside of our service area, whatever it may be. I think we hit on that too, just talking about how like back to the lead scoring you were talking about, it's critical to do that lead scoring in your ad spend because you're putting hard costs behind driving that traffic. And it can help you determine like, oh wow, it looks like I thought this keyword was worth this huge amount of spend because I had all of these contacts come through, but turns out they all sucked. And then it just helps make you more effective.
Yeah. So I think we talked about some of those like ways to track it too. Maybe people didn't know that you can put call tracking, on your website. You can track. I don't know. We talked about even like when you do a trade show or a conference and having a QR code go to a specific landing page. So seeing how much traffic came through from there. So I think we just talked about different ways to track some of the digital aspects of marketing to kind of try and tie a rope around that spend, because you can spend a whole lot of money and have no idea what value you got out of it if you don't have some sort of tracking in place. So I think we covered maybe some of those tools. And anyway, I think it was just good as a business owner to even know some of those tracking tools that are available to you, how to use them, and hold your marketing and advertising partners accountable.
Yeah, absolutely. There you have it, guys. Our top 5 episodes. So if you have not listened to those, we definitely encourage you to go back and give them a listen. We'd love to hear from you. Like, what are we missing? What golden nuggets did you find helpful in them? We're definitely always looking to get better at this. We like to think we've come a long way since a year ago this time when we started doing this, but we've got a long way to go.
Absolutely. No. Amanda and I, in doing some homework, we realized we both say the word absolutely approximately 157 times an episode.
I'm going to control myself and not say it again, but yeah, I might need to get t-shirts made.
We should. That's brilliant. You should be in marketing. Absolutely. I love it. All right. Well, if you found this helpful, please share it with someone you might know. And as always, you can find us online at elevmarketing.com, or we have a podcast website now too. It's what is it? It's tradesecretpodcast.com. That's tradesecretpodcast.com.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
That was today's Trade Secret. Thanks for listening.
Did you find this helpful? We're just getting started.
Subscribe and don't miss our next reveal.
Until next time.